Right, chaps. Welcome back to the Lifted Lifestyle Podcast, episode 30. Yeah, man.
That's a big number, that.
It is big things.
12 more episodes and we'll have done a year's worth of podcasts. Yeah, there's 52 weeks in a year, isn't there?
Yeah, but it's episode 30.
Oh, yes. Yeah, never mind. 22 more episodes, guys.
That's a good start. They just trained legs today.
Brain's cooked, guys, so...
After a programming switch-up, which is why it's probably going to be a mute for this whole
Probably,
pod.
just say it like this.
Yeah.
HL can talk the whole time.
You had a decent bonk? I've not really asked you about this.
Yeah, pretty good bonk, yeah.
Did you do it?
Friday, I just trained as usual. Then I had a meal out on Friday night at Mount Pleasant, which I've never been there before.
So I've just eaten like scones and small sandwiches there. Like,
What did I even have? I had like a roast dinner thing. It was nice. And then that was so I've never done this before, but it was for the wedding the following day that I went to.
Oh, right.
So it was an evening out. So like the bride's family were in one section and like Jack, the groom, who's my cousin, we were in another section.
Right.
So I've never done that before.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
so
it was quite
that,
cool.
After the wedding, did you then have a big reception, or was it just do the wedding and then everyone shut off?
No, so there was that Friday night.
Yeah.
The wedding was Saturday.
Yeah.
Where they actually got married.
Yeah.
Then that was a full day thing.
Right. Okay.
And more people, you have like the morning and then people come at night as well. So yeah, did that on Saturday. I don't know if that's
normal or to do the little thing before.
Yeah.
They were just never been invited.
Yeah, I've never done that the day before.
No.
But I don't know if it's a thing you usually do or not.
Yeah, because surely you got to be like careful. Can't see the bride.
Yeah, exactly. But they did see each other.
Oh, right.
Briefly. So I don't know.
It's a bit weird rule, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't see the bride. Great.
It's illegal.
Yeah, it is a strange rule.
Yeah, but
then Sunday I had another meal out.
Where do you go there?
Just at Sun, which was banging, by the way.
Really?
I had a Sunday dinner there before, and it was like mid.
The last time I had a Sunday dinner there, it was like one potato kind of job, the
really
little small thing.
Yeah, no, it was good the other day. Yeah, good portion size. I had the ultimate one as well. Mate, it was bussing. There was 3 different meats. It was banging.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I did a little trip to London.
Yeah, you've had a good, exciting weekend.
It's been heavy and I've been absolutely knackered. This is probably the first day that I actually feel back to somewhat normal again.
Did you go out, like drinking?
Or
like kind of?
We got there on the Friday. And
on Friday?
Yeah, I think so. Am I wrong? Or was it Saturday?
I thought you trained with Theo on Friday.
No, you're right. Yeah, I went to train with Theo on Friday in Birmingham. Then we actually got the bus.
That's so strange. To London, that.
Which actually, I mean, it was like.
It's not like a service bus, is it?
What do you mean?
Like it's not like, like the buses you just see on the road.
It's like
not one of them, is it?
Flix, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But I mean, it took a bit longer, but the tickets were like a third of the price.
Yeah, it's worth it, isn't it?
So like train tickets were 60, 70 quid, which obviously I didn't want to do. And the bus was like less than 20 quid, I think.
Yeah. Surely the train from Birmingham is like an hour.
Yeah, it's quick. Well, because they're trying to do, I don't know what's going on, this whole HS2 thing.
Oh yeah, I thought they'd stopped. Have they stopped that? Or?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
Anyway, got the bus to London. Then on the Friday, we sort of did a bit of like day pubbing.
Nice.
And we didn't end up going out in the evening.
Okay.
Going around, what was it called now?
Notting Hill.
Notting Hill, that's it. Which is a bit of a weird place.
I've never been there.
It's really nice, but like, why are all the houses painted pink and blue?
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Oh. So it's really like, what's that? Do you remember that kids' TV
What's the story of Ballamore?
Yeah. It's literally like Ballamore. So went around a few pubs there, which was expensive. I got the most expensive round, classic.
Great.
And that was like 25 quid for 3 pints.
That's awful.
Other places it was like maybe 6 quid a pint, which
I mean that's pretty good.
Too bad,
it's fine.
But I think this one we went to just happened to be really expensive. Steamed about on the on the Lime bikes for a bit,
cooking.
which is quality.
Yeah.
Went back to the gaff and then had a big feast of like ribs and chicken wings and all that sort of stuff.
Nice.
And, we had burgers. And then Saturday played a bit of, what's that new tennis game called? Not paddle, the other one. Pickleball.
Pickleball, that's the bloody thing, yeah.
Got a bit too competitive, as always, and had a good day there, yeah. And then that was basically it.
So where does, what's his name actually live? Is it Nick?
Yeah, so he lives in Maida Vale, which
Never heard
is,
of that either.
I'm pretty sure it's like just south of Chelsea.
Right.
Let me have a quick gander here.
So you were pretty close to Guy then, really?
Yeah, so I was messaging Guy, and I think he went out on the Saturday.
Yeah, he did, because that's when Guy's mate messaged me.
Yeah, so it's there. It's like pretty close to the centre.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chelsea's where the hell is Chelsea then?
Yeah, Guy went to a rave, didn't he, or something?
Yeah.
And his mate messaged me, right?
Oh, it's right next to Chelsea. Oops, should have probably gone and seen him. It's just north of Chelsea, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, Guy was raving and misbehaving.
Yeah, it looked kind of...
I was so
aggressive.
confused. I opened my phone in the morning, and you know his mate that I think he lives with him.
Yeah.
He'd messaged me. He didn't follow me or anything, and he'd put sent a picture of him, Guy, and some other lad, and he put like new DLC, rave Leo, and they were saying this guy looked like me. And
I saw the photo.
He looks literally nothing like me. So I don't know.
It was like a...
They were probably pinging, to be fair.
It was a pretty downgraded version.
Yeah, I know. I was like pretty offended, to be honest. Yeah.
Just had a look. It's 30 minutes away from Chelsea.
Okay.
On a bike.
Oh.
Which is like not far at all.
Not far, no.
But yeah, I did message him, and I was messaging him, and then he asked me where I was. I said Notting Hill, and they took like 24 hours to reply.
Oh, that's good.
So I thought he just died.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, would it, really?
So then he called me at sort of 7, maybe 7:30ish, to say like, what are you doing? You're in London, and then I had to leave about half an hour later. So I didn't end up seeing him, but
that's annoying.
We'll go again. Go on. Is it the 9th that we're going to
10th or something? Of May.
We need to get those dates right, because obviously I'm going Mallorca just after that.
Oh, yeah.
So it would be ideal if we could go on the 9th and come back on the 10th.
Yeah.
Which is Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
If we went
I think you were on about us
afternoon.
going for the full weekend, but ideally I'd like to be home Sunday, 'cause check-ins, man.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously can't. I think my flight's like morning of the Sunday.
On the Sunday, yeah, so you need to be home Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
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 It makes more sense to go Friday.
I could obviously pack before and then get home Saturday evening. That would be fine. But just need to organise it properly.
Yeah.
Just can't be missing the flight.
Agreed.
So yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that will be cooking, to be fair.
Any other updates?
Wonder what drugs Guy will force us to take.
His mum probably thinks I'm still a druggie. I'm not.
And a gay.
I've never touched a drug. I actually haven't. I didn't know she thought I was gay.
Yeah, do you remember when you convinced her that you were gay? Well, that might have been Alfie, actually.
I don't know.
It was one of you. It was so funny.
I just thought he'd convinced her that I was like a full-time drug addict.
Heroin addict.
But it started with like, HL vapes all the time when we were in like year 8. Obviously I didn't even know what a vape was probably. And then it just kept getting worse and worse. Like, Harry smokes weed all the time.
Yeah. Now he's injecting everything.
Just a ploy to make himself sound better.
Look good.
But yeah, any other updates from yourself?
Started dieting today.
Have you? Was it today?
Well, no, it was meant to be next week on Monday, but I was like,
might as well start
what's the point? Might as well just get going. So yeah, changed my not training days, just changed the split around a little bit, because I was doing, what we're doing, push, pull, rest, upper, legs, and like back, delts and arms on the Saturday, and then rest. But that was like, I was like pushing the edge of recovery capabilities there. So I thought we'll bring it down to 2 times per week back. and just make Saturday just delts and arms. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm really excited for that session.
Was there a reason why you didn't just like make the volume less?
Could have done. I think, to be fair, the volume is still pretty high.
Yeah.
So, cooking really. Yeah, I'm just pretty chill. I'm just a chill guy.
You just wanted a delt and arm.
Yeah, literally just wanted to train delts and arms on Saturday. So done that. Changed legs as well today, so that I've got more time to recover between like the back work.
Yeah.
Because I was noticing, obviously, I did the upper on the Thursday, where I had like 6 sets of back.
Yeah.
Friday I had legs, and then Saturday I was training back again.
Yeah.
And like I could get away with it then because I was having like 3,000 and a bit calories. And, but now food's pretty low.
Is it?
Yeah.
What you dropped to?
Steezing it like 1.7k.
Really?
Yeah. I want to get done in like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Because then that'll take us to the start of June or mid.
Yeah.
Like mid-June, and then I've got like a month to just sort of hold there.
See, my upper session there was always like quite low on the back volume, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm doing like 3 sets at the minute.
Yeah. Yeah, you did one of the upper back cable.
Yeah.
And
the other pull down thing.
Yeah.
Which seems to be fine.
Yeah, working well.
So I think that means I was planning on starting next week.
Yeah, the Monday, 28th.
I don't really know why I'm waiting.
Yeah, this is what I thought. I was like, for me, I'd rather give myself longer before we go away to Var. So I'm not dieting until like 2 weeks before we go. And because I've got that 2-week holiday in May. Yeah. I was like, let's just get a good bit of momentum going before then.
Well, I think I'll probably just run through until I've eaten all the meal prep that I've done.
Yeah. And
which should be like Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
And then just cook from then.
Yeah, just go for it.
Which should be a quite easy transition. I mean, I'm eating loads of food at the minute, so
you'll be
might
fine.
Be like a 2K kind of job.
Yeah.
And what are you doing for cardio and steppy woos?
Steps they've just been at 10k every day anyway.
Yeah.
So I've just kept that the same. And then cardio was obviously doing football Tuesday.
Yeah.
Thursday I was doing cardio 20 minutes, and Sunday I was doing 20 minutes. So I think I'm just gonna do that plus at the end of like the map push session.
Yeah.
So a little bit more.
It's quite funny for me with food. Like I feel like if I basically just pull out all the food that I don't want to eat, I'll be dieting.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I've looked at it. Like those chicken and rice meals.
Yeah.
Just taking the rice away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fine.
And then like when I have pasta, I have 150 grams. Like, I just
that's so much.
Grams.
Yeah, that is awful.
So I'll drop that to like 60.
Yeah, and it's just a nice amount of food.
I'll take away the stupid amount of bagels I've got to eat, and then I'll be there. Like,
I was having like 4 crumpets a day, 2 bagels.
It's actually so annoying.
It gets to the point where you're like, oh my god, just don't want to eat.
I appreciate it's quite a privileged place to talk from, but man, it gets frustrating sometimes.
Especially if like I've noticed recently since we've had the office, because we end up staying there a longer time, and you've not got like you're not at home. You can't just go downstairs and make a meal.
Yeah, you got to be way more organised. Yeah, which I think for me has actually helped.
Yeah.
Just from a consistency perspective.
You actually have to prep your food.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you then don't for some reason, maybe you're busy on a Sunday or whatever,
you're in trouble.
Yeah, it really messes stuff up. Yeah. So then you end up eating like 2,000 calories at night and can't get to sleep.
Yeah.
Classic HL.
Stomach's like full to the brim.
Yeah, you look like you got a fair few questions there, mate.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's kind of cooking. Is one of them weird? Like, I swear I'm counting 5 there.
Yeah, one of them's weird.
Okay. Do you wanna cook them up?
Yes. We'll start with. Let's go in.
Should have posted my story way earlier.
We'll go most recent question asked to.
All right, dude.
Latest. So goat supermarket and F tier supermarket, gentlemen.
F tier, as in the best and the worst.
Yeah, that's from Fraser Gibson.
We taking price into account here as well, or not?
I mean, we can do.
Because, for example, like if you go to M&S,
it's bussing.
It's
unreal. Yeah.
Even if you get the jam, it's just so much nicer, and I don't know why.
Maybe we need to take everything into consideration.
Because like, I don't shop at M&S.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So, top tier. For me, I've always been at uni at least, I was always a Tesco kind of guy.
Yeah,
But
I like Tesco.
There isn't really one round us, is there?
No. There's
Apart
one
from-
Gainsborough, maybe?
Yeah, Gainsborough.
I swear, though, Tesco is more expensive.
A little bit, but then if you get the club card, it is quite good. But compared to around here, the Sainsbury's in Bawtry is so expensive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't know what a normal Sainsbury's
Is that because it's a Sainsbury's local?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's more expensive because it's a local, whatever.
You get like half a bag and it ends up being 25 quid.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
That's a bit of an L. I'm personally not a huge fan of the Lidl and Aldi type thing. And the reason is not because of the food or anything like that. Generally, if I go in there, I just get stressed out.
Yeah, there's so much going on in there, and it's not very well organised.
Yeah. When I was in London, we went into I think it was an Aldi or Lidl. I don't know. I get mixed up. Anyway, we went in there just after being on the Lime bikes for like an hour, so it was kind of a bit cluttered. Plus, my eyes were killing from hay fever. So we went into the shop. I walked around for about a minute, then did a full lap, went and got some water and just left.
Just get out.
I just couldn't hack it.
I've noticed in like cities and that, they're always so busy.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually ridiculous. We don't really, I can't remember ever going to a city and seeing like an Asda.
No, I don't think you do.
Really. Just doesn't happen.
No, not in a proper busy city type thing.
It's all Aldi, Lidl.
I'm not there a lot, but
yeah.
So for me, like those two, whichever one, I don't really know which one I don't like because
I think Lidl's pretty honking.
Is it Lidl?
I think it's Lidl. It's probably worse.
Also, like, what's the other one? That's feels like it's probably going bust. Iceland. That's the same kind of vibe.
I haven't been in there for years.
I go in there and I just get a headache. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I think it's just too mental. I need a bit more structure.
But it's tough though because like price wise they are good.
Yeah, it is cheaper.
But they also don't always have everything you need.
Yeah.
So like you end up going to Aldi, getting like some bits, and you're like, rather I've just got to go to Asda now. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think Asda for me is probably just the go-to. I don't know why.
There is one in near us as well. Is it Hartworth? Is that Asda? Yeah, it is.
The big Asda.
Not a fan of the colour scheme though, I'll be honest.
No, it's ugly.
The green is a bit...
it is very ugly.
So, yeah, my goat would be all round Tesco. My lowest would be...
Iceland.
Probably Iceland, yeah.
Iceland is honking shite.
Yeah. Although Tesco do sell horse meat, so that,
True.
Probably...
You know what, Morrison's, I mean, we haven't mentioned them, they are pretty good.
Morrison's is good, yeah.
Yeah, that Retford Morrison's is nice.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah. That's up there.
Yeah.
I feel there's sort of three tiers to shops. It's like you got the budget ones, then you got the middle ones like Tesco, Morrison's,
Asda.
Then
you've got like Waitrose, M&S.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Waitrose and M&S are goated, but they're just so expensive.
The only thing is with M&S, if you get any of like the non sort of whole food sources, they are so high calorie. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's why they taste so good.
Like you get like a fish pie and it's just like 60% fat.
Yeah. It's just like, oh.
So macros are a bit of an L, I'll be honest. Next Q.
Marston PT, the goat. What's the one thing you wish you knew when you started training and also coaching?
Started training. I think I wish I just looked at like the principles of what needs to happen as opposed to like the super minutiae.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Because then I'd be doing things that would then be cancelling out the actual principles. And that was right from the start. Just doing nonsense that, like, it took me a long time. I mean, nowadays you see it all over social media, so it's a bit more obvious. But, like, even just knowing that you need to try to progress your lifts.
Yeah, I don't remember ever, like, seeing that on social media when we first started, ever.
At least not on, like, a week-to-week basis. I knew I wanted to get stronger, but I wasn't like, right, this is what I got the week before.
Yeah, like the main focus when you go into the session is some form of progression.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I wish I'd not like just seen random shit on Instagram and done it. Like I remember, I'm sure it was like Mike Thurston or something, and I was doing like a dumbbell press with like 12-second eccentrics. And it's like, come on.
Yeah, but you just don't realise then, do you?
No.
And then from an exercise selection perspective, again, you just ignore the whole thing. Like I remember doing goblet squats to 20 reps in reserve.
Yeah, it's
and
just...
like you get a burn on your quads thinking that that's going to make them grow, and it just didn't.
Yeah, I think just like actually lifting heavy would have been ideal.
Yeah, I agree.
But then like there's some good things, like I think when I first started properly like going to the gym, I used to spam arms all the time, like biceps all the time. And like now they're probably my strongest body part.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the videos we've got, like 90% of them are just curling.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I'd probably say the same thing.
Yeah. And what was the other half?
And also coaching.
The things we wish we knew when we started coaching.
One thing. I think again, right, for me it'd be... I think it would be like a similar thing, like stop trying to focus so much on like the minutiae stuff that's not that important when you first start.
Yeah.
And then another thing for me would be try to like make your sort of content fit what you actually want to post.
Yeah, definitely.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's easier to go off the beaten track, or off the track that you want to be on anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think actually putting effort into it, in terms of content, and rather than just like recording a couple of sets and posting them.
I think the biggest thing there is like you're trying to build something that you want to do.
Yeah.
That rather than trying to build your coaching in a way that maybe you see other people doing, so therefore that must be the way that you should do it as well.
Yeah.
Like with your content, or even how you run the service, like make sure you're building it
how you want to do it.
We want to do it. Having said that, I'm glad that from the start, I mean, it's obviously taken a while to get it better and better in terms of from a service perspective, but we've always had the mindset of like trying to make small things better.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's definitely worthwhile.
I do think, I'd agree.
I think the only thing I wish there is I knew like which things would make the biggest difference.
Yeah, but I think that's one of them things where you're never going to know that. You've just got to do it, and you'll find out.
Yeah, but for example, I've spent way too much time like on sort of Google Docs, like writing out what's my ideal customer and all this sort of nonsense. And I think it shows itself as you coach more and more.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So yeah, same sort of thing, like trying not to get stuck in the weeds of nonsense.
Yeah.
And just trying to do the stuff that you want to do. And
I think just being a bit more yourself.
Yeah.
I think we're quite good at that now.
Yeah.
Whereas then it was more like trying to copy what other people are doing.
Yeah. The only other thing I'd say is like I wish that I knew the sort of levels of what we needed to be doing when we first started.
Yeah. Again, it comes back to like you can't really, right, unless for some people it works, but you can't just like post your training and expect to get in clients. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I get for some people it does.
Yeah.
Like like Finn and Reese.
Yeah.
Like they consecutively just posted their training and they've grown good businesses from it. But I don't think for everyone that will work.
Yeah, I agree.
But for some it does,
I
guess.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say something else as well, but I forgot. That was it. Just little things like when I first started, for example, with Loom, right, the video recording software that we use for check-ins. Like, It probably took me about 6 months before I decided to get the paid version, which is like a tenner a month, and it means you can record videos longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And like that's just such a small thing that seems so obvious now to make it better. But I was like, oh no, that's going to be a tenner a month. I need to be careful about that.
Yeah. So like general, like just investing back as like don't within like your first few months or years, try to just invest as much back in as you can.
Yeah.
Like even like for us, like camera equipment and having a good camera. Like it's not vital.
Yeah.
But like you don't need to be making loads of money at the start.
Yeah.
Obviously it's ideal, but the more you reinvest, the better you can make the service.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like your personal brand is going to be better. So.
I guess it depends what direction you're trying to take it, because there is some people that have done really well from, posting really raw stuff, right?
Just from their iPhone,
It goes back to like, okay, what do we like?
Yeah.
It was probably a year ago we were like, okay, let's have a think about this. Who do we like watching? Most of the time it's people that
it's aesthetically
nice
pleasing
stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what we like to post. So obviously that comes with getting a nice camera and running it like that. But some people aren't bothered about that. And that's obviously going to, if you film on your iPhone and maybe it doesn't quite look as good and maybe you've not got quite as good lighting or anything like that, then that's fine if that's what you want to post.
Yeah.
Because that's also going to attract people that are probably quite similar to you.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of ways to skin the cat.
Yeah.
But just do it how you want to do it, and you'll find people that are like you that also want to see that sort of content and like what you do.
Yeah, you want your content to reflect you as a person.
Yeah.
And for us as well, I think we've always said like if you can like maximize everything, like content.
Yeah.
Like for me, if I look at someone else's content and it's really good and there's a lot of effort into it, I then think, okay, well, what's their coaching service going to be like? Do you know what I mean? If they're putting that much effort into this, obviously everything else should be good as well.
Yeah.
So
it's little things.
Everything just reflects.
Yeah, it keeps going down the route, doesn't it? Yeah, like I wouldn't like to. I know you've got a bit of experience from this. If you have seen someone that's got really nice looking content and all this, and then you sort of inquire into their coaching process, and then suddenly it's like looks washed.
Yeah.
There's no continuation of it.
I think for us, we just sort of want to maximise everything that we can.
Yeah. And like if they get on board and they're like, oh, this looks cool.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of the first nice thing. And it's a nice feeling to have if you've committed something and then you see it and you're like, oh, okay, cool. I've made the right decision here. This is nice.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I think that relates quite well to Marston because like he does coach, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And like this isn't me like.
I think he just started.
Yeah. So I think he has just started. This isn't me like. Calling bro out, but like I noticed with him, like all he posts is his own training.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, like you can grow a business from doing that. But I think if he's like wondering like, okay, why am I not growing as quickly as I'd like to? Like that could be a reason.
Well, we talked about this a couple of months ago about how it's easy to get into a bit of a thing with your Instagram, and we definitely don't do this well enough, where people actually never learn who you are.
No, exactly.
And what kind of personality you are, etc. Like, sure, you can read captions and stuff, but it's never fully gonna show you as a person. Yeah. Which we need to try and do more, like posting our own YouTubes and posting more sort of, oh, cool, just hit 1,000 followers.
Come on.
That's gonna go down tomorrow. But yeah. Posting more YouTubes and posting more kind of off the cuff things on our stories and even in reels that's just a bit more chill, like we are on the pod.
On the pod, yeah.
Which like we forget to do all the time because we're so, I don't know, we're really regimented with everything.
that's the issue, isn't it? We're almost too regimented sometimes.
I think just trying to actually show who you are quite a lot is quite important.
Yeah. And again, that comes back to sort of Reese and Finn. They've got a good balance there where they post like their raw training, but you know how they are as a person because they've had the podcast, they've done YouTube.
Yeah.
They talk like normal people
on
their stories and stuff like that. So they've got a good balance of it.
Yeah.
And obviously it works for them. So
I think the only other thing I'd add with socials is understand that it doesn't matter how much you post. The 99% of people aren't ever going to think, oh, bloody hell, this guy's posted again.
Yeah.
Like, people do not see all of your stuff.
No.
So, I think don't be afraid to
get
it out, get a lot out there, and like fully go for it. We need to do this better, like putting stuff on our story more.
Yeah.
For coaching and just not for other stuff. Like, we don't do it enough.
No,
probably because we're like, ooh, are people going to think that they're seeing our stuff
annoy
all the time?
people.
But
yeah.
It's just not true. Like,
you got to think as well, like the amount of like content people consume within a day, right? Yeah. They could see, for example, your reel in the morning. They'll have completely forgot you even posted by the evening because they've consumed that much stuff online. Yeah. So just like spam it.
Yeah. Do a little Marston PT Instagram debrief.
Yeah. Also, as well, I think if you find stuff that works well, don't be afraid to keep doing it.
Yeah, run it up.
Like, if it's working, do it. And I think as well with content, I don't know why we've gone to a rabbit hole of content here, but like, don't be afraid to mix it up.
Yeah.
I think we've already said that. Like, don't just post the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And I think with us as well, like, we definitely have an approach of like, each bit of content has a purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, for example, you might post a reel where you're simply just trying to get eyes on your account.
Yeah.
But then your other reels might be actually trying to like nurture your current audience and your followers.
Yeah, and be helpful.
Yeah.
Whether people actually find it helpful or not, I don't know. That's a different.
Yeah,
that's a different story.
That's the question.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just try to cover every base as best as possible.
End note: be authentic.
Yeah.
That's the key.
For real. Next cue.
Yeah.
HH. Tips to stay in shape during your gaining phase. He put brackets, not binging should help. Probably, mate, yeah. That probably will help quite a bit.
Very good move.
So I think, right, with most people, and I'm so guilty of this, right, is remember you're not always trying to be perfectly in shape year round.
Yeah.
Like whenever you're in a gaining phase, you sort of have to let go of like looking good all the time.
Yeah.
Because if you want to make like maximal progression, there's going to be a point where you look at yourself and you probably don't like how you look as much.
Yeah. I think that's in perspective as well, because now, after the amount of training we've done, no one's ever going to look at you and think, God, that guy's out of shape.
No.
But you're always sort of doing some self-comparison.
Yeah, in your own head, of course you are.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like now, like I look at myself and I think, fuck me, I look like shite.
Yeah.
But realistically, like, you're still better than 99% of people.
Yeah.
So
I think on that as well is, from a gaining phase perspective, like, the approach that a lot of people take is just to eat as much as they can, and then they end up putting like 4 or 5 kilos on in a month. Like, it's going to be 80% body fat.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no point.
Yeah, so have your rate of gain nice and steady.
Yeah.
Obviously related to your training performance. Other than that, keep doing some cardio, eat your veggies.
Yeah, and I think that is an issue, right? People get into a gaining phase and they like literally become a potato. Like they don't do anything other than go to the gym and then just sit still all day.
I saw a video from that Jack's Fit guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, if you're bulking, you don't need to eat vegetables because they've got no calories in, so what's the point?
Just an idiot, man.
Like, genuinely, if you're having 4,000 calories or 3,000 calories even, and you're not having any vegetables, your digestion is going to be so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
You got to think, like, your general mood as well.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like shit.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, right, I don't want to be in a gaining phase and get, like, really spotty and, like, your skin just be horrible.
Yeah.
So you definitely need to eat your veggies still.
Yeah. And, I mean, if you take me now, I'm about 10 kilos up from my lowest.
Yeah.
Maybe 9, actually. And that's across, what would it be?
It was like October time, wasn't it?
7 months-ish. which obviously I'm 6'6", so naturally quite heavy.
Yeah.
So I can gain it at a slightly faster rate, but that's still only 1.2 kilos a month roughly, which is steady going. And yeah, I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah, just be steady with it.
Yeah. And then other than that, I think transitioning from a diet, especially if you've been dieting and then you gain, like I think a lot of people struggle with the transition mentally.
Yeah.
When, if you rationalize it, it's the exact same. You're just eating more.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will struggle to keep doing the daily sort of habits and routines.
Yeah, I think it's because they haven't got that instant goal.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that the whole gaining muscle process is a lot longer process than losing body fat.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you need to understand that you've got to be in it in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not something like you can diet, right? You do a 12-week diet and look substantially different.
Yeah.
After 12 weeks in a gaining phase, you're not going to look that different.
Yeah.
So
I've just seen, I didn't realise Harry was dieting. Or maybe he's just finished.
I think he's finished, yeah.
I had no idea. Sorry, I've not been following your content, mate.
HH.
166 pounds, ends of dieting phase. 40 pounds?
Is that how much he's lost?
That's what it says. Today marks the last day of the dieting phase. Been a slog since January, but 40 pounds down. What the hell? Really? So what, you were 205 pounds?
What's that in kilo?
93 kilos.
Surely not.
That's right, isn't it? 166 plus 40 is 206, divided by 2.2. Yeah, 93.6 kilo.
Jesus, that is heavy for him. He's not that tall, is he?
I do not remember looking at him and thinking that he was that heavy.
No, I don't.
That's a fair shift, mate.
Yeah, fair play.
That's a lot of scran. There's no rig updates from 90. I hope you've got some photos from when you were 90.
Yeah, 40 pounds. Jesus. That's
How
like a
tall is he?
prep.
He's like 5'11", 6 foot, something like that.
I'd say, yeah, I wouldn't say he's 6'4".
Fairs, mate. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, good work, HH. Fair
Looks
play
like he's
to
put
a
on some
brother.
muscle, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's done a prep 177 versus post-diet 177. Looks leaner by quite a lot.
Good lad.
So, yeah, the binge bulk worked, mate.
Yeah, fair play.
Just do that again.
Fair game. To be fair to HH, right, he's actually one of the people I look at his training and I think, fair play.
What, like trains hard?
Yeah. And, when I've seen him in person as well, he does train really hard.
Yeah.
It's like he never bottles a set.
Really?
So, yeah, fair play to him.
Bro's the bracing goat.
Yeah.
Yeah, cooking, mate.
Big cooking.
Well done.
Next cue.
Yeah.
HH again. So, opinion on nicotine / vapes and bodybuilding. Right, for me, vaping is just not it.
No, I agree.
There's a few reasons why. Number one, there's no way all those chemicals and inhaling all those chemicals is doing you any good. And if we're looking at a bodybuilding perspective here, right, obviously, especially in your higher rep sets, your CV needs to be good.
Yeah.
And if you're tanking your lungs with that,
I agree.
It's going to be detrimental. And whenever you speak to anyone who's vaped for a long time, they'll all tell you they're coughing, they're out of breath.
Yeah.
So for me, vaping, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not for me.
I think nicotine-wise, purely nicotine, right? Pros. Appetite down regulation.
Suppressant thing.
So you're not going to be as hungry, which is good if you're struggling to diet. I think I've read before that you get a slight increase in resting metabolic rate.
Really?
But I think that's just from like having higher, because it's obviously a stimulant.
Yeah,
just
your heart
kind
rate.
of like caffeine
Yeah.
would do. So it's obviously going to be minor.
Yeah.
Cons. It's a vasoconstrictor, which is not ideal. So if you're training, like the pump might not be quite as good.
That's good. Yeah.
Not as good blood flow, potentially reduced performance, which obviously not ideal. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. I'm kind of just
Yeah.
kind of predicting there.
I remember before my last show, I was put on a snus ban for like a few hours before because Ryan was worried I wouldn't be able to get as good a pump.
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't have any for a
Fairs.
good few hours before.
Sorry,
Mum.
Other than that, I don't think there's anything else to...
Well, there's a con. It is addictive.
Yeah.
Like, it's very addictive.
Yeah.
So...
Whether it's actually going to affect your bodybuilding much, probably not.
But I do think vaping is not... It's not the one.
No, vaping is gone.
Yeah, like...
Vaping's been... what's the word?
Vaping was so last year.
What do they call it? Like bulking's been. They say it's like gone. It's not a thing anymore. It's been not axed.
Cancelled.
Maybe cancelled. Vaping's cancelled.
I just think as well, right? Vaping, like, I just don't get it. Like, for me, right? If when I see like a grown man walking around with a vape, and I get it, right? I'm not addicted to vaping, so it's easy for me to say.
Yeah.
But you're literally puffing on a little box with a battery in it and some weird chemical.
Yeah.
And it tastes of like blue raz.
I agree.
Like,
it's pretty
come
washed. On. I mean, not that I've ever delved into vaping, but just seems a bit weird.
I mean, like, I've done it, but I've never been addicted to it.
Yeah. Other benefits of nicotine.
Cognitive function.
Cognitive function actually is boosted. Now, I'm not a doctor, so don't take this as any advice, but there's pros and cons like anything.
Yeah,
I just
think with nicotine, right? If you're not having it, just try not to.
Yeah.
And just stay away. Like, it's just not needed in your life, is it?
It's not going to do much good or much bad unless you're smoking it loads.
Yeah. So just save yourself some money. Don't buy any form of nicotine.
Yeah.
And don't get addicted to it. And there you go.
Simple.
It's probably the best way to go about things.
Yeah.
But if you are vaping or smoking, I definitely think you should stop.
Yeah, I agree.
And try to use snus instead.
Or like nicotine chewing gum.
Yeah, something.
Sort of
I just think if you are addicted to nicotine, that's the safest way of doing it.
Yeah. I just can't.
I just can't imagine myself vaping. I really can't.
Just tanking cigs.
Yeah, all the time.
Sorry, lads. Just got to go outside and
have a fag. Grow up.
Yeah, I don't know. Not for me.
No.
And then you get these like bougie smokers that think it's all right because they're doing cigars instead. Oh yeah.
I had a cigar the other day.
That's
actually.
loads better. Really?
Yeah.
How was it?
I was at the wedding.
Pretty grim.
Yeah, it was grim. I had it and I was like, it's fucking rats. Yeah.
Pretty rancid. You look cool though, so
yeah, you do look cool.
if you're balling on a boat,
on a yacht, then fair
like,
game.
Cigar, really expensive watch.
Yeah.
Then you're probably pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I reckon. Is that it for the cues?
Yeah, that is it for the cues.
Is that it for the pod? That's the question. Probably. Episode 30, 45 minutes.
Jesus.
Bish bash bosh. Hopefully you enjoyed. As always, if you do have any questions for us, please hit the IG up, which is actually here. Last pod I said it was over there, but it's not. It's here.
It's under you.
And I'm pretty sure the link below, or at least the account names are below. So drop us some cues. Every Tuesday morning, we'll be putting up a box, so you can put up some cues on there. Other than that, hopefully you have a good weekend. And we'll see you next week for episode 31.
Yeah. Sound.
City.
Goodbye.
Ciao, boys.
Cook.
That was really weird, sorry. Just ciao, not ciao, boys.